So, welcome back everyone. I had made a video earlier that was going to conclude here at level 15 because the main idea of this series was to show how I played the first part of Icarus as a new player. However, it's been mentioned that perhaps I should go just a little bit further to open up some of the objectives you may be able to use. Uh, so we shall probably move on to perhaps level 20, which will open up the real fun part. Now, so far we're level 15. We've got most of the basic equipment we need, and we have succeeded in surviving, right? So the survival part has been accomplished. So what can we actually do to get to level 20? Well, it's the old grind away until you get there situation. However, there are some things you can grind at that will give you a bit of a better start. Now, first off, having been in these situations before, the one thing I know I'm going to need a lot of is metal. And to that end, we will start doing a lot of mining, which is why we've been trying to upgrade the horse to carry more equipment or more stuff in it. So first of all, I promised that we would have a look at making some armor, right? Because some of the places we're going, the animals may be just a little bit worse. As you can see here, I made leather head armor, all the leather armor. I've got the leather backpack to give me the extra storage. And we shall be a guts and eat everything that looks as though it's going to be ruined. So now we have armor, and it can be upgraded on the alteration bench to actually get even better, right? But this leather armor is normally the first one I make. I don't worry about the early cloth armor and things like that. Now, to protect yourself against animal invasion, like we've seen old Dobbin have to deal with, wild animals coming in and trying to kill him and things, you can put a scarecrow outside, right? Or animal deterrent, as it says. The fact is, old Dobbin is high enough now that he's quite capable of killing anything that comes around here, and he will kill it. This also adds to his talent points, right? So, yeah, it would be nice not to have to worry about it, but you've already upgraded your house, your home, to stone. So it's going to take a fair bit of knocking around by anything that comes here. Now, there are bears in the game, and in other DLCs, there are animals even worse than that. But the bears are not around this area. Remember, this is the area that we landed in. Right? It's a relatively safe area, so there's no bears around this area, so we don't have to worry about it. Okay, next thing is, let's see about getting some lighting in here, because it's a bit dark every time we come in. Now, the basic lighting we can use is around here somewhere. I know I opened them, so should be here. Where did I put them? There we are. The floor torch. Right? Now, I wouldn't advise using these in a wooden house unless you're extremely careful. Right? But in stone, doesn't matter. You can also get wall fittings, which are good because they're out of the way. In fact, we may do that. I'll have a quick look and we'll see about doing the wall fittings instead. Because we have stone and the wall fittings should be around here somewhere. There we are. Wood torch. We don't want that. Wall fittings. I know they're here somewhere. As I say, things have changed a little bit from when I last played, so it may be incorporated somewhere else, or I may, as usual, have caught goldfish syndrome and just can't see what's directly in front of my face. And that's a pretty high likelihood. Okay, wall torch. Let's try and do it the easy way. Wall torch, there we are. Of course we had it. And we've got no points for it. Oh, well. That was a good idea while it worked. So, what do we need? Wall torch is no good. So, let's get the fire going. Get some daylight. Oh, even forgot we had meat in there. Let's try that again, shall we? Okay. It's daylight. Let's mess about a bit and try and ruin everything. We'll grab some of this for Horsey because he's probably hungry. Just while that last meat is going. Yep, he's full. Oh, we've actually got some spare. Okay. What don't we need? No, we don't need this at the moment. As I say, I could have quite easily put in the floor torches, but I think we'll wait for the wall torches. It's only one more point. It's 6 of one, half dozen of another. Okay, let's go to here and get this repair. That's now full. The meat's okay. Right. Let's go play choppy with some of the caves. The two we already know are around. And you want something to eat, or you just sort of standing there watching? Okay. 1, 2, 3. So now he's maxed out speed. He's maxed out on endurance or stamina. He's maxed out on capacity. And he's maxed out on health. Right? So, yeah, let's do it the easy way. Come on. There he is. That makes him happy. Yeah, we'll do the lot. We know he's all set up now. And let's go find us our little pretty cave over here. See how much we can get out of it. From now on, most of his points will be going into increasing his carry weight. Oh, come on, where are you? I know the bees must be back by now. Okay. So, what, you come here, did you? Let's come back over here just for the hell of it. And you can stay there. Right. Let's get a hacking. And we'll pick up his copper in the later game. You are going to wonder why you don't have enough. Right, so remember this, because that will be very important. When you get into the electrical side of things, copper and gold will disappear as fast as your teeth after eating too much sugar. And this is usually the little bit tedious, boring part of the game, but hey, you got to do what you got to do. In here, let's have a look. Press F and you get some honeycomb and some bees. They are useful. Let's check up there. And sometimes they hide things up here No, that's all right. So we shall just go down here a bit. Grab these. Okay. And what's the bet we fall down before we get this? Ooh. Miracles on miracles. You see, we're just about up to level 16. Mining the ores, even though you don't need it right now, is quite a reasonably quick way of getting points quickly. Right? And as I say, if you see this much copper around, grab it while you can. Now, if you're worried about getting cave sickness, there is a way to avoid it, and that is work for a couple of minutes, then run outside, right? And that'll restore your stamina. Give it a 20 or 30 seconds to get used to it. Whoops, I forgot we're rather good at jumping now with all the extra stamina and things. And then just the longer you stay in the cave, you just go backwards and forwards if you're worried about it. Personally, as I've said before, I don't worry about it. You get down a bit. If push comes to shove, old Dobbin will carry us home. And we don't have to worry about being a little bit sick on the sides. Okay. Anything else over here that we can't have, There's nothing up there. Okay, coal here. You can see we're already moving a little slow, which means we must be, well, we're barely 20 kilos overweight. Hardly worth worrying about. And here's Dobbin. Because he's a nice guy, he likes to help us out. Put the heavy stuff in. Pull one, pull. There we are. That'll keep us going. And already he's got an extra point. So now we can go max overload. Because he will take us home without us having to worry about little things like, overweight and all that sort of stuff. Get one of these. Well, not perfect, but that'll do. That we don't need. Well, we can't get yet anyway. As I said before, if you prefer to make ladders or columns or whatever for getting up to these awkward ones, it's fine. You just do it whatever way you like. Personally, I like the ramps because I don't have to think about where I'm going to put my feet. Whoops. Did you not seat that properly? That's what happens when you don't watch where you're putting things. And no, you don't get it back. You lose it completely. Now the gold can't be smelted yet. Again, it's has to be done in concrete furnace, which is not done yet. But if you see it, gather it. Right. It's worth having it ready rather than not forgetting where you left it. Okay, now we know the two caves that we've cleared now only have platinum, aluminium, and stuff like that in it that we can't yet gather. Alright, so let's get on our little horsey. Just a bit of wind, so that's not a problem. Apart from dodging trees that want to fall down and smack you in the ear. Come on, Dobbin. Time to go home. And we'll get the copper and this iron smelting. Best to get them smelted because if you're having to take a lot of them and carry them any distance, the advantage is that it weighs less and you can carry a lot more. So now we can make our wall torches as well, which will make things a bit easier for us. Might as well be complete off. We're only 100 kilos overweight, doesn't matter. Alright, where do we go now? Next one, food effects, and that. Oh, where are we? That should be it there. Alright, it doesn't say it's connecting, it should. There. Ah, darn it. Idiot. Connects this way, that's right. I thought it did. Oh well. We've got another stamina one here, so we can go straight across to that. But as usual, we messed it up. Couldn't possibly happen. That's our backup, just in case we need it. Okay, let's light this up. As you can see, the coal lasts so much longer. Okay, there, get that mobile. Ah, idiot. Okay, let's go and put this in the box here. And this. Get a chomp on that and on that. I could salt that, but there's only one left, so I won't worry about it. And we're going to need sulfur for our torches. So we'll take some sulfur out of there. Yeah, we'll put the B in there. That can go in there for the moment. Okay, and for the torches, we are going to need that. And I think it sticks. So let's go and have a look. Crafting. Victory. Tier 2. Wall torch. There we are. And where's our workbench? Duh, right behind you. Okay, gonna need that, we're gonna need that. And we want this one here. So, as you can see, we need some iron ingots. Right, the wall torches last for quite a long time. These, see how many we can build with those. Oh, 4 of them, just the perfect amount. Now you do have to put fuel in these to get them burning. Wood or coal. If you have plenty of coal, it's a good idea to put the coal in because they burn so much longer. Right? Okay, let's try one about here. And one, let's say, here. One here over the workbench. And yeah, one there. Right. Now we had coal, so we've got 100 coal. Let's split the stacks twice. So we put 25. Excuse me. We put 25 in each one. Go to the lamp. F and 25 and activate. Okay, pretty simple. Nothing difficult. Remember, now you've got past the survival stage. You're now into the early learning stage, which is also a fun stage. And what we're trying to work towards is the real good stage. Right, our light can go off, and as you can see, a nice soft ambient light, and you can see everything around you. Okay, first off, we're going to need to repair our tools and things. And let's run through them. Whoops, that one's got to be done on the other bench. There we are, repair that. The hammer we need wood for, and the pistol we need to do on this bench. Right. Simple as that. Now we can also, because there's some wood in here, we can also repair the hammer here. We don't have to, we can do it from our own inventory. But seeing it's there, let's use it. Okay, anything else? Not really. Rope. Just add another, that'll do, just something to keep us occupied. In here, nothing to do in here. Plenty of everything. Okay, if we add water, right, so we can take this, put it in here, and we should be able, stupid, wrong way around. Or haven't I opened it? Probably not. Okay, that's, you put, just leave the flour, add water to it in here, and you should be able to make dough to make your flatbread. Right? And I probably haven't opened it, and that's why I can't make it. Because someone has goldfish swimming around between his ears. Okay, now, what can we do more? We've still got more talent points left, we've got blueprint points left. Save the blueprint points for a little bit. You don't really need them. But what we can do is, you notice our base is fairly small. What can we do to enlarge it, to make it more usable? Well, there's a number of things we can do. I like this little entranceway, right? But it doesn't mean to say it has to stay this way. Okay? We can remove this wall, right, and start building upwards. Right? Now, I like this wall here because it's convenient. Right? But this wall we can take out because we can get away with the anvil being close to the door here without it disappearing. Right? So let's take that away. Did we destroy the lamp? Oh, of course we destroyed the lamp. And it will be in our inventory, hopefully. Nope. So it should have been. Or did it fall down outside? Nope. Oh, where are you? Ah. I forgot it. Reverted to that. Okay. Let's just make it again. It's funny that it shouldn't have totally destroyed the lamp. But however, it did. Because it was right on the edge. So let's put this somewhere else. This is called making it up as you go along. Oh, I'll leave it there for the moment. I will move it later when I eventually remember where it is. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to build upwards. And to do that, there's many different ways you can do it. What I will probably do is put a set of narrow stairs in here. Which, no, that's not a good idea because that will lead that. So what we'll do is we'll prepare everything for up there first. Once we have this covered, because if I leave this open, that's going to open all of this. So we'll build the upper level first, and then we'll see about the rest of it. I'll also put a roof in here to cover this. And this front area, I don't know, I may just extend it as the building. Oh, there it is up there. Oh, told you some things don't work out. Fancy you being up here. I don't know how it managed to jump up there. Yeah, so I may extend across here. And is there something you want? Oh, come on. Seriously? Okay. Oh, well. Bit more meat for the little fella. And a few more points. And we're halfway to 17. Don't know how that got damaged. Okay. Get serious. Okay, so we're going to start building this up, which means a lot more walls, more stone, more nails, more leather, and more wood. Look, we'll put the wood in there. We want nails, so we're going to need more nails. Let's put our meat in. Get rid of that. So we're going to need nails, we're going to need wood, we're going to need stone, and we probably have to get quite a bit more stone. Now, these you can see have respawned. Right? I actually demolished all of those when I was getting up to level 15. Right. So you can see they do respawn. So you don't have to go far if you build somewhere reasonably close to them. Right. And your stone just stays there, keeps respawning, and saves you having to go 500 miles looking for a couple of rocks. Okay. And let's start thinking about building up top. Over there. Remember, left control, left shift, and everything of that item moves together. Right, what are we going to need? Well, our ceiling is now our floor. Right? So what we're going to, all we really need is the walls. But there is something you should keep in mind. As you get taller, you need support. Right? So let's see how many of those we can do. And to use support, we go for the steel beams. Right? You don't need a lot of them, but you need them in the essential parts of where you're building. Okay. And the roof in the upper level is going to be a peaked roof. So you will need support for those. Okay. Now, I'll wait till these are finished because I'll see how much stuff I need. The peaked roof will be here, right above us here. So we can put in the piles in the central area and in each corner. So you need 3 there and you need another 3 here. So that gives you 6. Right? That's really all you need. Okay. Now, here will be covered. As yet, I don't know if I'll build out to it. I may. Or I might just leave it at this stage as a veranda. Right? So I can see what's down the valley. If I leave it as a veranda, right, then it makes it easy for placing things like your solar panels and things like that. Or you can build it out. Right? Build it up and fill this area in. Build up another level. Then put a flat roof there. Right? And that will allow you to have your area for your solar panels to sit up and out of the way. Right? Okay. So for a start, let's see if we can get 6 of these. Because you'll also need them upstairs as well. And we need 1 or more of these to fill in. But we won't put in at the moment because we're doing something else. And then we need our ceiling. So we need 2, 4, 6. So we need 6, 6 roof ramps. Now we have somewhere, where did I put them? Oh, there they are. So we need another 6 of those. Because the next 6 will be for upper level. We no longer need a fire whacker, so let's get rid of that. Yeah, and we need another 6. Well, actually, we're going to need 8. I think it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we'll make another 6. I'm just trying to remember things in my head, and my head doesn't always remember things I want it to. Okay, so 1 there, 1 that corner there, and 1 down the middle. 1 there. Not a good idea to put it there, because we can't have half ones. No. It's rather a shame, but we may get away with it. We'll wait and see. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Mainly, you don't. Okay, let's go up top and start messing about a bit. See what we can build here. Get our free stairway to heaven. And let's start with our walls. So it'd be nice to have a lookout. Hold up. Same old system. Now we could enlarge it further here, which is what I plan on doing, right, and cutting it off here, right, because I'm going to use this area as our entrance access. Okay, this will this roof piece will come out, and that's where we'll have our staircase coming up here. Okay, now I'm not too bothered about having this up, so let's just continue on. Let's get our walls up. Do we want to look out there? Yeah, why not? Lots and lots of windows. Always good for the soul. There we are. That's our walls done. Now, how are we going to get all this done? Well, first of all, let's put this up, because we want a flat roof on here. And now we're going to do the angle roof. Right, 1 here. Well, we've got that round the right way. Yep, we have. Got to get something right sooner or later. And we have our roof up. Now, again, let's put some bracing in, just to make sure that we have it a solid foundation. And of course we can't put one in there, but we don't really need it in there. It just makes it a bit better if it is. Okay. Actually, I think it might be better to... Yeah, we'll go back to the original plan. We were going to... and do it like we said we were going to do it. Right. As you can see, that one up there is to make sure it supports the roof. Okay, you want to be in there, you can go in there, I don't mind. Might as well have something up here. A little bit of light never went astray. Okay, so now we only need 2 up here. Now, what I've done with them, I don't know. I'm sure I had them here. Oh well. Stupid is as stupid does. Okay. Now, this is all covered, so we can take this away. Okay. And we're going to have to now remove this. And we can put our roof piece in here. And I know what you're saying. How are you going to get on the roof when you've got walls in the way? Right? Because we will actually put a doorway up there when we want to progress to that. Okay. I needed just a couple more extensions. 2 of those. And 1 of those. Oh. And 4 of those. Okay, how are we going to do it? Well, we can now go up to here. So let's put our light on and get number 8, right, which is our ramp. Hold down R and click on this one. This is a half stair, right? And now we can just go straight up and straight down and out the door, or we can go into our room. This we will move upstairs because we don't use it a lot. Right. And let's put these in. There and there. And let's put these in. 1 there, 1 there, and go to R, pick the right one. There we are. We've doubled our base size. Now you can put your bed up here so it's nicely out of the way. As long as it's close to this corner, it'll still be within reach of the fire for you to do it. But it means every time you want to go to sleep, you've got to go downstairs, light the fire, come up, sleep, go downstairs, switch off the fire. So just leave it where it is. It's a lot simpler. Okay, this at a later date can all be enlarged. Alright? Everything is reinforced that you want reinforced. It has lights, has everything you want. Let's have a quick sleep. So we've got daylight. Fire should be finished cooking. Let's take that out. Oops. And let's remember to put those in the salt. What do we want? There. Six. Oh, oops. Yeah. Put that in, put that in. And we're pretty well set. Now, all we need to do is a couple more torches upstairs and we'll have everything. So, incoming weather event, we timed it perfectly. Yeah, it's probably a good idea to put some shutters up. What do we want? Fibre and wood. Of course we need wood. Fibre. Go and get a bit more wood. What did we have up there? Only two, didn't we? From memory? Oh no, two, three. Okay. Let's make three of them. That's just to make sure we've got protection for our stuff up here. Eight. One there. One there. And one there. Okay, so anything we put up here is going to be an advantage. Now, once you start upgrading your benches, there's two ways of doing it. You can save them all, which is what sometimes I would do if I'm planning on making more than one base, because I'll use this secondary stuff in secondary bases. The good stuff at tier 3 or tier 4 will be in my main base. But if I have subsidiary bases spread around the map in different biomes, I'll just use this ordinary cheaper stuff, because most of it is only upgrading or building something basic in the meantime. So this is an easy way of doing it. The other way is to, of course, destroy them and get the resources and use them again. In this case, we've made our leather pack and we've got our armor. Right? That's really all you need from this bench. Right? So let's put this where it's not going to be in the way. Okay? As you see, everything that was in it drops on the floor. Just press F and pick it all up. Okay, let's go upstairs and we'll find somewhere out of the way that we can use it. Let's put it up here against the fence, against the wall, sort of kind of out of the way. Okay, and if we need to use it, it's there for us. Okay, is there any other benches down here that are in the way for what we may do in the future? Well, the cooking station could be or might be and might not be. Right? So really there's nothing we need more to move here. The next little episode is to replace these with some decent storage. Right, to do that we have to go to the tech tree again because this is where the good stuff is. And this is the basic lightning rod, right? Which, if you've got a lot of wood in your home or wooden roof, wooden house, yeah, it's handy to have. Personally, I don't particularly worry about it unless things get really naughty. So we'll have the wood cupboards. Now you see here, we're going to need copper nails this time instead of steel nails. And this is the reason we gather as much copper as we can. It gives us a head start. These hold a lot more, right? They have 40 storage compartments, which is a lot more than those boxes. Okay. Now later on, you can either take carpentry bench, and you notice I'm going mainly for the benches, right? What benches I need. Okay. Basic fishing bench if you're into fishing. I used to be, but I don't find it all that much fun on Icarus. You can play around with it if you're inclined. The beehive is handy because it just keeps making you honeycomb and things like that. I do like putting them in at a later date. Okay. Most of this now we're past it. The one thing that would be nice to have is if you get injured. So personally, I pick the herbalism bench. Okay. And from there you can start making all these other things. So what we need to do is let's make a herbalism bench and the storage lockers. Okay. So herbalism bench, we go to here. It should be there. Sticks. Huh. Sticks so difficult to get. You can see how much is regrown. So you don't have to worry too much. But you'll notice that the bigger trees haven't respawned. Only these small ones. And these small ones will normally respawn where large trees were. Is it overkill on sticks? Probably. But I'm a sadist. I just like going around chopping things down and killing things. Okay, we've got plenty of sticks. Let's go back. And see what we need. Okay, herbalism bench. We do that. And now we need these cupboards. And for that, copper nails. Okay. So let's get some copper nails. Might be enough, but we'll throw some more in. Copper nails. What else are we gonna need? Leather, wood. Yeah, we'll probably need some more leather. Some more wood. So let's go and grab that while the nails are being made. Okay, there's our cabinets. And we can have, let's just, what? Only one. What are we short of? We're going to be short, I think, of what? Wood. Of course we're short of wood. Because we forgot to undo that one. Okay, let's have another try at that. That gives us 3, so that should be enough to keep us going for a while. Okay, let's put those back temporarily, because once we get these all in, there. How are we going to do this? Okay. Alright, let's just leave it like it is. And we shall take this, this, and this, and this. Okay. Herbalism bench, because we don't use it a lot. It's not sort of a piece of equipment you'll be using every 5 minutes. So let's just put it up here out of the way in its own little corner. And we can put stuff in it later to start making medicines and lotions. And down here now, there are a number of ways that you can use these. Right? You can put them this way. As you can see, that takes up quite a bit of space. So we'd end up with one there and then one overshooting and blocking the doorway. But the best way to do it is do it this way. Right? Because we will get all 3 of them in here, and you can access them from the side. Don't know why that one won't sit there. You can access them from the side without having to go around the front and open them. Oh, I see one there. Dummy. Let's take the light away so we don't set it on fire. Then we can put it where I was going to put it in the first place. Now, let's try that again, because we should be able to get the 3 of them in there with no trouble at all. Yep, that's a bit better. Number 8. So it doesn't entirely encroach on the doorway. Okay. And we can get them from there. The lighting, well, doesn't really matter about the lighting. But if you want to, you can now use your spare light. Let's put it in here. So we've got something in the doorway. Now, we will soon have all 4 of these out of the way because these are so much bigger. You see the amount of storage capacity. So let's put leather, fibre. The rope will stay on the bench. And then this one will be sticks. So we can get this. Take all. This one. Add bones. That. We'll put that in there as well. Okay. Cool. Let's go here. Add the stacks. Here. Add the stacks. And I think I will, yes, I'll put these bits and pieces in there as well for now. They could probably go up top. Okay, and in here we're going to put all of it, because it's close to the furnace and the anvil. Let's put all of our ores in there. Right, processed leather, that can go in there. Get the rest of this junk. Put that in here. You can see we're sort of making it up as we go along. Nothing unusual. Okay. That's empty. That's empty. So now we've only got this one. And that's empty. This one down here. Let's take all of that. Oh, still got a little bit left. Okay. Or yes, at this stage I will put charcoal in there. This is our bit of everything cupboard. And stacks there. Now these are the start of your medicines. Alright, so we'll take them upstairs, put them in the bench up here. We'll get round to it eventually and we'll start making medications. So at last we have completed everything. We've improved our base, which is what this time is that you should be spending on. Ore in there. And these are no longer needed. Okay? So pick it up. Pick it up. And we get a little bit of space back for essentials. Tab. Destroy. Okay. Bench. Rope. Put the wood in there. Why not? It stacks. Cheeky little bow trying to slide in there. Salting. Let's do these two before they rot out altogether. Okay. Everything back to normal. And now we have all this extra space to put in a couple of other benches if we need to. And that's how we're slowly progressing. So that leaves us now only to continue on building up. And remember, each time you make a new bench, you still get credit for it, you get points for it. But from now on, use the minimum number of tech points, tech tree points, as you can, right? Because when you get to the next level, you are going to need a lot of points very, very quickly. All right. Oh, well, I didn't really want to kill him anyway. So you don't really need to use all of your tech tree points just because you have them. All right. So just before we finish for the day, all right, somebody's coming round to be nosy. How close are you going to get? Yeah, I wouldn't really advise it, sunshine. Somebody out there's fairly stroppy. So let's go to our talents. What have we got? Okay, I was working on combat, so I will stay here. I've got the extra speed with firearms. These pistol SMGs, your reload speed, so I do use pistols a lot. And the rifle reload, because those are the two I've got now. I will get a shotgun later because that's very good for close in work. One solid point. Increase our regeneration per stamina. The next two go into health regeneration, and that counts when things are getting a bit rough. All right? You're joking. Did you actually go in there and annoy him? And he didn't kick you in the ass? Oh, you cheeky bastard. You went in there to steal his food, didn't you? I know what you're up to. They'll quite often wander, they'll run away and then they'll turn around and wander back again. See what I mean? And yes, I'm just messing about a bit. Okay, let's go and check on Dovan. Just to see if he's got any more points built up. He's got one more. So we've got one here, and the next one goes in here, where we start getting these inventory slots, extra inventory slots. because Dummy went the wrong way, didn't he? Okay, that's about it for the day. Thank you, people, for turning up. And we may continue until we get to level 20, maybe more, maybe not, but we'll see when we get there. So once again, thank you all, and let's change that because otherwise I will forget next time. And that's it for this session. Hope to see you next time.